everybody, Kenda Summers. I want to show you a technique that you can use to help change your state of mind. So let's say, for instance, right now my state of mind is sadness. I'm feeling very, very sad. What I get people to do is I get them to close their eyes and I get them to rate that emotion on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being maximum, 1 being minimal. Once they rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I like to know where they're feeling it in their body. So go ahead and close your eyes and say to yourself, where is that emotion in my body when I think of it? So when I think of that sadness that I'm feeling, I feel it in this area across my chest. So I want you to have an emotion, a state that you want to change. I want you to score it from 1 to 10. And then what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and I want you to recognize where you feel it in your body. So once you've done those 3 steps, then I want you to find an object. And it can be absolutely anything. I use a water bottle. I had a professional come to my office and he ran a small business. He had to go out and let somebody go. And the really hard part about this was that everybody that worked for him was his friend. And this was a really difficult thing for him to do. He'd known these people for 20 years, but he had to do it. It was an economical situation. So he did this exercise in his office boardroom with a stapler. So it can be absolutely anything. So what I want you to do is I want you to find an object. I use my water bottle. And what you're going to do is you're going to simply pass that water bottle back and forth across your body. This is called bilateral stimulation. When we are experiencing an emotion, it's coming out of one part of our mind and it's the left-hand side. When we do this exercise, and I get people to pass the water bottle right out, really extend your arms, what you're doing is you're neutralizing that emotion. So you can have that sadness at an 8. You keep passing that water bottle back and forth across your body. You will eventually take that sadness. You can take it down to 0, guys. You can get it down that far. So this is something obviously you're not going to do while you're driving. You do it in the privacy of your home or in your office, or if you work in a public area where you're going to look silly doing this, then go to the washroom. Just go somewhere where you can move an object back and forth across your body and watch as you change that state of emotion that's impacting you. I'm going to show you another one, and this is one that Rick Green and I went over. He was a special guest on a Facebook Live that I did a few weeks ago. So there's 2 ways you can do this one. You can put your fingers out like this, and then you take your other hand and you squeeze your fingers. Or you can put your hand upside down with your thumb here and you squeeze your thumb. When you do this, this becomes an eraser. So when you're having anxiety, when you're having sadness, when you're having stress, and you want to change your state to something more resourceful, what I want you to do is either take your hand, put it upside down, and squeeze that thumb. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Or you can take your hands, you can make kind of a gun, and squeeze your fingers. When you do this, you are erasing that emotion. You are erasing that state. And you're able to put yourself into a more resourceful area. So this comes in really handy. Perhaps you have a job and you have to do public speaking. You have to interact with other people. You're emotional. You're upset. You can't. It's a really tough day. You're finding it really difficult to pull yourself together. Then do this. This will erase the anxiety, it will erase the sadness, it will erase whatever emotion you don't want, and you'll be able to take a nice deep breath and be the person that you need to be at that time. I also want you to remember your breathing. Breathing is so important, especially when you're going through all the emotions that you're going through right now, and grief has you in the deepest, darkest place. Remember to breathe. Remember to take those nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. When you're taking those nice deep breaths, You cannot stay in a state of anxiety, in a state of stress, in a state of sadness. So remember to take those nice, deep, deep, deep breaths in through your nose and even hold them. And then exhale out through your mouth. Let me know how this works for you guys, okay? And if you're having a really, really difficult time with things, remember that you can always private message me and I'll work you through some of these techniques, or I'll help you out in any other ways that I can. So remember all of these resources when you're stuck in an emotion that you need to move away from, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye for now.